No.
Because I want to get that laugh of shame.
That is a laugh of shame.
What'd you do, Mark? Tell the people what you did.
We've been talking for about 10 minutes.
Three.
Feels
like 10.
It feels like 10. But I forgot to hit record.
You had one job.
One job. And Jim was on a roll.
It was some of the best stuff
ever.
I mean, you'll never... It's like that cake in the song Mccarthur Park, and we'll never have that recipe again. Are you familiar?
I am not.
Oh, come on. MacArthur's Park was like somehow made it to the top 40, and it was like fucking like Burt Lancaster sang it or somebody of that. I think an actor sang it. I'm going to look it up while you introduce the podcast.
You mean like David Soul?
You have to. Don't you blaspheme, Mr. Soul. Since you
Vicki Lawrence
made a little mistake, that's the night the lights went out in Georgia. Also, I found Vicki Lawrence fetching as a young boy.
You know why she was hired? Because she looked like
Carol Burnett. Really?
But I didn't think they did.
Were they doing stunts or what? I mean,
I don't know why they did that.
Carol Burnett, one of the funniest people. So growing up, like, I have a lot of like comedy influences or whatever. Not that I fancy myself a comedian, but Carol Burnett for sure was right up there. And then even, there was Tim Conway and Harvey Korman on that show that were funny, and Vicki Lawrence. But Carol Burnett, I mean, it wasn't a fucking Tim Conway show. It was the Carol Burnett show. So good for her. So
I mean, he didn't come on till later seasons. He wasn't originally on there.
I did not know that. But boy, they had some very good live skits. And I think they held their laughter. I mean, it wouldn't be funny if they didn't break character, but it wasn't like they were Jimmy Fallon, right? Where
I was going to bring that up. He was trying to be like them, but it wasn't genuine.
Right.
Who was the other guy?
Roger Wagner?
Lyle Wagner.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What was the thing I kept saying last time?
Oh,
Gary Marshall. You sure it wasn't Gary Marshall? Tell the people what they're listening to.
You're listening to a whole bunch of crap. Run away as fast as you can. Good evening, everyone. We're the Ascertainers. I am Mark, and I have a podcast partner that's looking something up right now, and his name is Jim.
Hey, what's up? Jim here.
We are a little podcast that's usually about music, but we talk about just about everything, as you can tell from our intro. But tonight we are going to cover music. Go ahead.
McCarthur Park was sung, the original version with Richard Harris. Wasn't he like an actor?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know the song still. Donna Summer covered it. One about someone left a cake out in the rain. I don't think that I can...
It was funny because I just looked that up maybe about a month ago, and I don't know why I was looking that up, that Richard Harris song.
He also goes by Dick.
He does not. Well,
Which is what you found when you were Googling it?
He did not.
Wrong guy.
Because I think he passed.
I was thinking of a different... Oh, it did. Or we're past tensing him. Okay. So we're out of the Ascertainers. We're that Newt's podcast. We are sponsored officially, although it's not in writing, because that's not how we roll.
It's a handshake, which is official.
It's more of a nod. Do we shake hands on it? Did we shake on it?
You and I did.
yeah. I guess that makes it true. So, yeah, we are kind of property of Newt's, which is Apple Valley's premier.
Juicy burgers.
Ice cold beer.
Hot popcorn.
Always hot pull tab box.
Emporium.
What's a Nimporium?
I don't know. Emporium.
We'll do it one more time? No. People are tired of it. It's going to be to the point where people show up at Newt's and just go,
can you tell those guys to stop?
This is how it goes. We did have somebody, was I there? I was there with, I think it was without you, with Chris. We went there like last Monday night to have dinner. Sorry.
Yeah, people can't see my tears.
Contrary to popular belief, we don't hang around all the time. But Sarah, it was Sarah. She goes, oh yeah, one of your neighbors was here. They asked if we know the Ascertainers, and I'm like, who the fuck was it? So if you were that person, if you listen to the Ascertainers and you were at Newt's a couple of Mondays or a couple of weeks ago and asked Sarah if she knows the Ascertainers, send us an email. Cripe sakes, at TheAscertainers@gmail.com, because I think it was Pat and Sue, but maybe it wasn't.
She didn't specify yours or mine, just the Ascertainer neighbor.
Yes.
Oh.
They said we're neighbors with the Ascertainers, so it's probably me.
It probably is.
I mean, you used to be, but you decided to, grass is greener.
I live in kind of a retirement area.
I hear those people love podcasts.
Well,
They need something to help them go to sleep in the middle of the day. Rest up before the early dinner. And then something to mellow them out after that dinner.
I got a lot of going on. I got to wander the house in the middle of the night aimlessly for some unknown reason.
Is that what you do?
I do.
Really? What time do you go to bed?
Probably about 10:45, 10:30, 10:45.
God, that's so specific. 10:46-ish, sometimes 10:47. I'm not a slave to a schedule or nothing.
I am.
So you go to bed. Are you tired when you go to bed, or do you just go to bed because that's what time you do it?
I'm tired, but I get up early, 6:30,
Okay.
6:45.
So it's a solid night of sleep. Okay, how many times do you get up to whiz?
4 to 5.
No fucking way.
Is that sad?
A night?
A night.
You're not getting any real sleep.
I get my hour and a half. I hit REM.
And you're having a dream that you're taking a piss and looking over the guy's cock and, oh, I'm peeing the bed again. No, too specific. Too real.
I'm not peeing in the bed.
I peed the bed when I was a kid. I used to have I was a bedwetter, just so you know, everybody. I got over it by the time I was like 30. Don't worry, it wasn't a problem. But actually, I got over it way younger than that. But that's how it would happen. I would, in a dream, I'd be taking a whiz, and then also like,
I've had dreams where I can't find a bathroom. You have to go, but you can't find anywhere to go. And then I wake up before that happens. I'm not going to wet my bed at
Tell me
night.
about that. Tell me how that made you feel. You know what's weird? So,
A lot of things.
I've been boating before.
You've been boning?
Boating.
Oh.
I've been boning before.
Good for
too.
you.
I've been boning before, but that's not the same. This problem doesn't occur then. But and it's my buddy Todd K. What's up? I know you don't listen, but if you did, he'd hate it. But I think his bathroom he's got this like 40-foot boat, and his bathroom was fucked up or something. And it's like, oh, you can just pee off the edge. It's like, I'm not going to pee off the edge. It's like, I don't want to go in. It's not a river. I'll go woo, floating away, right? So, but it was like you're just supposed to kind of sit there on the little, like whatever, little mini deck or whatever. It's in the water. And just piss your pants in the goddamn, you're not pulling your wiener on or nothing because there's chicks around. It was just the weirdest stuff. I hope this is not being recorded, but it's hard. It's difficult to,
I hope this is not being on
I don't
the
think all of
podcast.
it should be recorded. I should have artistic license.
When you go out fishing,
I'm not you. I can hold my piss for hours, bud.
I always feel bad for the people with the cabins on the
I have
water.
to watch people pull their hog out.
Everyone's pissing off the side.
Well, you pee you don't pee shore side. You pee middle of the lake side, don't you?
Well, if
Or
it's
in your
all,
case, it just sprays everywhere, so you can't even tell.
yeah, it's
What if
usually
it's windy? Sometimes you got to play the wind.
You do.
That ain't good.
The good lakes have cabins all around,
The good lakes.
so you don't know anything about that.
I would assume, I watched you golf before. I would assume that you pee in a slice too, where it just naturally goes to the right, goes out there away, and then it goes to the right. So what do you do with the wind? You know what I mean? Do you have to like position your feet differently, or how do you handle the wind so you don't just get yourself all wet?
Or
Or is that part of the turn on? It's like, oh, it's a good day. Woo, let's get out there in the water. Give me one more sip, one more cup of coffee. There we go.
Are we still in the Newt's promo?
Oh, fuck, no, we're not. We are. Okay. Newt's, they have great bathrooms. They fixed the paper towel dispenser because it used to give you like about 3 inches of paper towel. Now it gives you roughly 14 inches, so that's good. Speaking of Mark taking a whiz, I meant the 3-inch part, but I don't know if I want to have a 14-inch paper towel all the time. Maybe just for special occasions, anniversaries and such. Otherwise, you got to lug that fucker around all the time.
We are trying to be a serious podcast.
No, we'll do that next episode. Let's just try to have fun. So, Newt's is Apple Valley's premier hot juicy burger, fresh pop popcorn, ice cold beer, always hot pull tab box, Emporium. And we want you to go there. We're usually there Friday nights. We'll save all the other nights and days for you. So if you want to see us, come on Friday night. If you don't, which is our guess that you wouldn't, go on any other day. But please tell them the Ascertainers sent you, because I think that they're losing faith in our marketing pull.
And leave your name.
Just give them like your birth date or social security number or something. Nothing personal like your name. But yeah, if you do, just say, hey, we're blank and blank. We're huge Ascertainers fans. We wouldn't even eat meat if it wasn't for the Ascertainers.
Wait, what?
One of them. Anyway, what'd you have tonight at the Newt?
I had the jalapeno popper.
Burger.
Smash burger. Well, it wasn't smash because I do the Beyond.
Yes. So Mark is a pescatarian. They cater to weirdos and normal people. So Mark gets the Beyond beef patty. Is that what it's called?
Beyond burger.
Beyond burger, which they don't give it the same treatment. I mean, they're limited to what they can do with it because it'll explode or something.
What? You're very anti.
I think they just put it in their pocket and walk around for a little bit. Then they put it on the bun. They just got to heat it up, right? They're not cooking it. Like Radar O'Reilly with his armpit sandwiches. Didn't he have armpit sandwiches?
I never watched MASH after the first season.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you lived it.
I did.
You were in 8th grade, but yeah, you lived it.
I'd lived in those smelly tents. You can make them comfortable.
Did you make your own liquor?
I did try to make wine.
And?
A lot of the bottles exploded.
Oh. How'd you get all the materials? Were you on a base or were you at a civilian, like a barracks?
No, I was in a place, I'm not going to name it, but alcohol's not allowed.
Rhymes with Schmagdad? I mean, you're cool with me.
A little south of that.
Schmanagad? I don't know any Schmabul.
I was in Saudi Arabia. They're not allowed to have liquor there.
Okay.
But I walked into the grocery store and they have on a shelf everything you need to make wine.
And directions on how not to make wine. Whatever you do, don't boil the water.
So we did that. We made it. Some of the bottles survived.
Too much yeast or something, or too much sugar, priming sugar or something.
Ones did not explode.
Did the whole bottle go, or just the top flew off?
The whole bottle went.
Woo!
The only thing that were ruined was somebody's chemical gear. In case there was a chemical attack, they were screwed. But
that's how toxic the wine was? It ruined chemical gear?
Well, you can't get the water and everything on that kind of charcoal stuff. It ruins the charcoal.
That's what they use to protect you, is charcoal?
It's woven
the same
into the
thing
soup.
they use in odor eaters?
Yes, because it's very good protecting. It sucks the bad stuff out.
Oh, that makes sense.
But anyways, the ones that survived gave you a terrible headache.
Oh, the wine?
Yeah.
Did you get a buzz?
You got smashed, but
so it was probably just straight ethanol.
Yeah. But we didn't go blind. But that was more wood grain.
You were going to go blind for one of two reasons. Did somebody say the radio game? Radio game is a little thing we do. Oh, I owe $1.
So it's monetized now, our radio game, and it's up to
$46. A deal Mark and I made is that we just wanted to get a pot going. We put $1 in every week, every episode we record. And I don't think either one of us has any intent on taking that money. So we're trying to do it for the guest. So we have a guest coming up in the next time we record, which will be the day after Thanksgiving. And it'll be my brother, Jeff. We might get my mom on. I don't know. We'll see how everything pans out. Last year, she was on. It was the day after Thanksgiving. Plug her earphones in and everything, or headphones in and everything. And then have Jeff on separately. That worked. We did that last year. It was great. We had a couple of good episodes, actually. I don't think that people need to know this.
Behind the curtain stuff?
This is the good stuff, everybody.
Good stuff.
So anyway, radio game is our little game that we play every week. We talked about that we've monetized it, so there's a pot of $46 in there. The last time I won, which was a few weeks ago, I took $1 out just to have a trophy, to have some memento. But we're trying to get the pot big to entice guests to want to come on.
Since you've won the last time, you've mentioned it every podcast since in some way or form.
Mentioned what?
I'm not going to even say it.
Oh.
That's funny.
Oh, I remember are you talking about the time I won the radio game the last time with Styx? Renegade of all songs? Wow.
Imagine that.
So we're going to Mark and I are going to name 4 bands. If one of those bands is playing on KQ, when I put my little earbud in, then we'll have a winner. But odds are we won't. And
if I went on an obscure band,
you're not taking the whole pot.
I won't take the whole pot, but I'll take 20
as much
bucks.
as you want. Much as you want. That's on you. That's on you, you sick, twisted son of a bitch. I mean, my partner. What are your first 2 bands there, Mark?
Black and Blue. Black Sabbath, Blue Oyster Cult.
Tasty. Which is you went to that concert as a
did.
I remember. I'm going to go with Chicago and the Scorpions.
I'm going to go with Jon Stewart. The people turn music into gold.
Oh,
they're
my
gold.
God. If that's on, boy. Jon Stewart?
Yeah.
Huh.
The guy from Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz. Which I have to say, Let Love Rule is one of my favorite songs. Because it's a hippie song by Lenny Kravitz.
Well, Lenny Kravitz's a hippie.
He is a hippie.
I'll go with Gordon Lightfoot because that happened, the anniversary of that was a week or so ago. And Jay Giles.
That's such a sad song.
Depends on which perspective, though. From the Lake standpoint, it's a happy song. How many times are they going to write a song about you? Name one other song. I mean, honestly, nobody gives Lake Superior any credit. It took down a huge fucking boat.
Does the lake actually have feelings that they should be?
I think it was celebrating that day. It was high-fiving those 20-foot swells and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I better listen to the song. Hang on. Van Halen, Ain't Talking About Love.
Good student.
Well, no winners this week, or this episode of I guess it's still a week. We think that this episode will come out probably the day after Thanksgiving. You think?
It sounded like you don't like Thanksgiving.
Well, no, it's because the one that I think it's going to come out next week is going to be 1980 stuff, and I think we're going to talk about 1979 stuff. But you had a very interesting thing about when bands lose their singer by death or otherwise, how they transition.
Yeah,
there's been some bands that have flourished after losing their singer. We'll just use AC/DC as because in 1979, AC/DC put out Highway to Hell, which is Bon Scott's last album, the last album that Bon Scott recorded with them. Then he died. What did he do, Mark? Puke.
Yes, in the backseat of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yep. And I mean, if you're going to go, right, that's the way to. God, that's so bad. How do you do that? How do you drink that much? Anyway, so.
You would be in a Pinto.
Very next year, I would have been a Pinto. I drove a Volkswagen Beetle too before.
Well, you're more of a Pinto guy.
The old man had 2 Beetles and 2 Pintos. A yellow Bug and a red Bug. I think Jeff trashed both of those. And then a brown Pinto and a blue Pinto. And I think that Jeff had something to do with the brown Pinto too. I'm not sure his eyes weren't quite right. But he smoked that much weed and drove. But anyway, the blue Pinto was kind of the car I got raised on, whatever. Anyway, back to AC/DC. In 1979, they have the tragic loss of their singer. And they mourn all the way until the next year when they put out arguably their best record to date. I don't think they can top it. So their best record with a brand new singer. How do you explain that?
I can't. But we probably should save it for that podcast.
I thought that we would be able to talk. We could revisit it if you want. Reprise it. Is that what that means? Reprise. I thought that's when you have to give a prize away because you were held.
Like a re-gift.
Yes. One of my favorite things about the holidays. Oh, you gave this to me? I'm sorry. How's it feel? How's it feel to get this shitty gift? Oh.
I was going to bring up, I was watching the Thursday night football game.
And last night?
Yes.
Which would be 3 weeks ago for those listening now.
The game, I was trying to think of what it was that I was watching, was sponsored by J.C. Penney's.
Yeah.
I thought J.C. Penney's was no more. I thought they were like Sears.
And is that their target audience, NFL fans?
I don't know. I guess they were just trying to show people that they are still around.
Was it a goof? Seriously, a mall anymore? Who goes to a fucking mall?
I had to look it up to see if they were still around.
Who saw that coming? Did anybody see that coming? That like COVID for all the like I'm a salesman. I cover 8 states. Well, fuck, now I covered like 12 states temporarily. I had a meeting today in, where was I? Oregon. I had a meeting in Wisconsin. I had a meeting in Kentucky, all from my office. Like that used to be a week's worth of travel. I do it in an afternoon. Fantastic.
Wow, technology is.
But the store, who thought that you would buy shit without trying it on or, that's mind-boggling stuff.
Well, it's amazing that Amazon, when they first started, their stock was going up, up, up. And they didn't make a profit for like 3 years.
Well, a lot of growing companies don't because they reinvest.
People saw that this was the wave of the future, so people were still buying their stock. It's just interesting.
We are the Ascertainers, your stock advice classic rock leader.
Well,
do you trade? Do you buy individual stocks?
Yes.
Wow. Look at you. I don't either. I don't either. I do not because I think I would. You've seen me play pull tabs, right? I don't think I got the
chutzpah,
steadfastness to. If I did, I just buy S&P. I mean, that's a proven. You know what I mean? Can't you buy shares of the?
I did that for a long time.
What do they call that?
It's almost like a mutual fund, but you invest in the S&P.
In that index or whatever the hell it
correct.
is. So, okay.
And that thing has been going up steadily for 20 years.
What's S&P stand for? Standard Poor's. I think.
It is Standard Poor's. It is.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm the standard of poor right here.
You're doing all right. I mean, if you're poor, I don't know if I want to meet a rich guy. Because you're a complete asshole, and I mean that would be really insufferable. I bet. So you're not. You're my friend. Mark and I are friends. This is an act. I just blew it. I blew the cover. I don't think anyone believes it though, so that's cool.
No one would believe it the way you treat me.
Well, what about? So you said that, like when Genesis was cruising along, they were kicking ass, taking names, and then Peter Gabriel left.
They weren't as big until he left.
Okay.
And then they really took off.
I thought of another band that, the same thing. Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Early Fleetwood Mac, you would not, like Oh Well, which had, I think, was that Bob Welch was their singer? But it's unrecognizable. Once the Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham came in, they just turned it around.
Yes. They were a completely different style of music. And they changed with the times.
Smart. What's another one? Dio. Sabbath and Dio.
But you could do like Pink Floyd. When
That's a good
Roger
example.
Waters left, Learning to Fly was different than what Roger Waters. He was trying to write everything and not getting much input from the rest of them. And then they put together an album of their writing.
Which is better?
I like the ones with Roger Waters, Shine On, Crazy Diamond, stuff like that.
I think I do too. I did see the Mission Bell tour though, and
that was a phenomenal.
But that was post Waters, right?
Yes.
That I was bored of that concert.
You also had Sid Barrett was the
Really?
original.
No way, he lasted that long?
No, but they went through 3 iterations of Pink Floyd.
Oh God, okay. I thought you meant Sid Barrett was in it. No, he was. So it was he the original singer?
He was the original singer-songwriter.
Okay.
Then when he went
and
crazy,
what Shine On Crazy Diamond is about Sid Barrett, right?
Right. Then Roger Waters took over.
Okay.
They brought in David Gilmour, and that lasted to the final cut, and that was when they imploded.
which would be about almost to 90.
That was 1984, I believe.
Wow.
Maybe 83.
I thought I saw that Mission Bell concert. Let me do my work here. I thought it was like 93.
Well, the Mission Bell was without Roger Waters.
I got you.
They had a break there where they were doing some legal battling.
Fighting over the pig.
Fighting over who could keep the name of Pink Floyd.
About that.
But that's another band. I'm sure we can come up with others. It was something I came up with while I was up there.
Taking a leak. Oh, look at Mark with the dump button. Did you just mute yourself?
I did.
Can I get a mute button? Like for the next half hour?
It's been on. I don't know why it keeps going through.
I yell loud enough. So, all right, we managed to get to a point where we should talk about 1979 albums. I was so worried when you make that sound. That's Mark's. He's like doing Mr. Miyagi, rubbing his hands together real fast, and his eyes kind of roll back, and that makes me uncomfortable.
I didn't think I would have anything for this, and then I started looking things up, and I go, woo!
I for sure thought that 78, because of how great 78 was, 1978, I thought, well, there's no way. And I just know that the 80s had this connotation to just where it just fell off a cliff. But on the last one that we did, because we wanted to give more time for 1979 stuff, we did 1980, and there were plenty of good music, or there was plenty of good music and plenty of good albums in 1980. But 79 really held its own. I'll just go with Highway to Hell, AC/DC. In my opinion, my favorite AC/DC album.
It's not my favorite, but I do enjoy it.
On the strength of Touch Too Much all by itself. So there you go. But it's also got like 5 other good songs.
But Bon Scott, his voice was just, it was good.
It was good, but...
It was terrible,
was he
but
trying
good.
To be good, or is he trying to be funny? I could never tell. It was a very...
He was trying to be Bon Scott.
No other voice like Bon Scott. Who's closer to Bon Scott? Go ahead.
Well, it's not refined voice.
Very.
Singer. Like Dio is a very refined singer.
Dio was he was a good singer, though. I mean, he could hit notes.
That's what I meant.
There was a band called Accept, I think it was. I think I called it Access before. They had a song called Balls to the Wall. And
it does sound like...
I think 9 out of 10 people would hear, they go, oh, that's AC/DC.
Yeah.
But that guy, I wonder if he's got other stuff, he'd be worth looking into. But Bon Scott, yeah. And then he was the backup singer for, what was it, like the Valentines or something like that, where it's just funny because he's like in a suit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a suit and he's like in a backup role. And then
he's singing a pop song.
Yeah. Or was it the Turtles or so? It was some just unlikely band. But yeah, Bon Scott, doggone it.
But you wouldn't look for him to be like a backup singer.
He's
Can you stand in the background and sing off tune with a kind of gravelly voice? Sure.
He probably could sing in tune. That's the irony of it.
Maybe.
So I was thinking though, like there's like, because it's like who else is like Bon Scott, and there's really not much. But if you think like Steven Tyler, then you think, okay, the guy from Cinderella, and then there's probably other like hair bands or whatever where they have that same kind of feel and vibe, or they seem like they're on the same kind of category of singer. But yeah, I don't know of any other Bon Scotters. Who else you got for 1979?
I can go with the B-52s.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
I just
Their
love...
eponymous debut album.
Jim, have a seat. Guys down at the dock are having complaints about your language. Because you use eponymous all the time.
Oh, you're doing the Kids in the Hall bit.
I am.
Oh my God, I didn't even swear that time. But yeah, hey, come on in, have a seat. The fellas don't like you saying ascertain so much.
He goes, I know I can get a little blue, which is what you just said you thought.
Hey. Well, from what I ascertained, they didn't mind. Hey, stop saying that. Comprez-vous. Here's all you can say. Boy, this works hard. When's the break coming? And boy, this works hard. Wow. Okay.
Okay. Back to the B-52s.
I don't think so. I can't recover that easy.
That just had a sound that was so different.
You know why? Do you want to hear what the instruments were on it?
Well, I know there was a guitar because the lead guitarist passed away.
Ricky, just like Boys in the Hood. I bet they died differently.
Planet Claire. 52 Girls is awesome.
Yeah, Planet Claire, 52 Girls, Dances Mess Around.
Oh, awesome.
Phenomenal. Rock Lobster. Holy shit, these are some long songs, man. Oh, wait, here's the other side. Lava. There's a moon in the sky called the Moon. It's a good one. Hero Worship, and then 60608421.
And there's one more. Downtown is after that 60s, I believe.
You could be right. You may be right.
But Downtown is a remake of Downtown, the old 50s song. But the way they do it is
might not be on
awesome.
this album, but I got to tell you what Kate Pearson, vocals, organ, keyboard, bass, second guitar. Fred Schneider, vocals, walkie-talkie, toy piano, keyboard, bass. Keith Strickland, drums, percussion, and Claire sounds. Cindy Wilson, vocals, bongos, second guitar, tambourine. Ricky Wilson, guitar, smoke alarm. As a kid, I thought, like, wow, that is funny as shit.
But that was a album that you either loved it or hated it.
I suppose it's up there with Devo and other new... These guys are from Athens, Georgia. I don't think anybody would have called that. They sounded like a new wave band. As in from Britain, or however you say that.
But that goes back to love or hate it. We make our choices here, and sometimes I say bad things about, like, Kansas. I'll say, this really doesn't... I'm picking on Kansas again.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But...
You slammed Kansas and you're all about the P-52s all of a sudden?
No, I'm saying that music is important. Something that can bring everybody together. And if it touches your soul, it doesn't matter the songs or music that you like. You should just listen to music.
In the arms of the angel.
I pour my heart and soul out.
This guy's gonna kill this fucking dog. There's a pencil sticking out his head. If you don't adopt this podcaster, he's gonna have to go to the... Are you done, Mark?
I am. I was trying to make a solid point, and you're making fun of me.
You were giving me a heart off. It was bad. I didn't like that at all. I thought I was listening to a goddamn therapy session. You also like The Wall. That's got to be your second favorite Pink Floyd album, right?
I do love The Wall.
1979.
It's on my list.
Yeah, but you put the B-52s ahead of it.
I didn't put it ahead of it.
You should see how I cocked my eye at Mark. like accusing.
Did you not just listen to my speech?
I was singing Sarah McLachlan or something like that instead. All right, who gets Candy-O? You or me? Oh, I guess I'll take it because it was my turn. Yeah. Mark gave me the record so I could read the back of it so he could look at the chick on the front. Who? She's doing all right. She seems to work out. Maybe a swimmer. Anyhow, so there's Van Halen 2, Molly Hatchet Flirting with Disaster, Candy-O, and I guess some of those other ones are from previous years, like Boston Don't Look Back was the year. Anyway, there's some pretty solid bands. Used to be able to kick out 2 records back-to-back years and sometimes then fade. But to get 2 good records out of a band, it's pretty good. That's a gift. Here's what's on Candy-O. Because I'm still torn, which is better, Cars 1 or this one. So this has Let's Go, Since I Held You, It's All I Can Do, Double Life, Shooby-Doo, Candy-O, Night Spots, You Can't Hold On Too Long, Lust for Kicks, Got a Lot on My Head, Dangerous Type. Pretty good record, man.
You know, we should do like a graph. You know, you start with the B-52s, then the cars would be kind of next, and then work down to the...
Are you describing alphabetical? Dire
Oh,
Straits?
shit.
How about Dire Straits? And then we go ELO, Foreigner, maybe Grand Funk.
No, go from like a new voice sound to hard rock.
Are there any good H bands?
Could you say Halen?
Halen, comma, Van.
Oh,
Perhaps.
yeah.
Ooh. That's your homework, everybody. Come up with a good H band. A band that starts with H. I can think of none. I'm sure there are some, though. I think it's important at a time like this. Let me look at my list. Maybe there's an H band on it. Nope. What you need to pick next? What do you got?
Supertramp, Breakfast in America.
I knew you'd have. Is that the two? So the three, I thought we would share The Wall, Supertramp, and Candio.
And B-52s. We had 4.
How about that? Oh, Mount Rushmore. I don't know, though. I don't think B-52s is on the Mount Rushmore because I think Highway to Hell beats it. And of course, you know, I'm going to have to mention a real sentimental favorite of old. Well, Mark, there's a time in a young man's life when he.
Oh, now I know.
Is no longer the same. Where he goes into a good buddy's bedroom, maybe on the bottom of a bunk bed, and he goes in a boy, and he comes out
a scared little boy,
a little more ashamed boy. And on the turntable at that time in one of us's life was an album called In Through the Outdoor, which is so ironic if you think about it. I didn't go, I don't think. It's hard to tell. They used to make some pretty industrial strength prophylactic devices. I could have been anywhere. I could have been in a goddamn light socket for all I know, but...
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Was this in the back of a car or was this at a camp?
I just told you I was at my buddy's house in his Scott Ends in his bunk bed.
I guess you knew Scott well.
He was out of town. I knew where the spare key was. No, yeah, it wasn't like I broke in or nothing like that.
So you weren't with Scott during this song
It's a
being
little
played?
personal.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
It would have been In Through the Outdoor. No, it was with a female of the species who it wasn't real love, but it was real quick. What?
Should I delve into the story or should we just let it go?
You can do what all you want to do, but
was it a party that you went?
It was no. It was 2 guys with 2 girls and a lot of privacy and spare time.
Okay.
My mom listens to this podcast.
That's why I said okay. I'm just letting it go.
I guess I already said the name of the album, but it was side 2, by the way, just so you know. One good song, one like, what am I listening to? So, do you have any other music you'd like to listen to?
Well, Pink Floyd, The Wall.
May I inquire, was there music playing, or was it more like just the drip of a cave where you dragged this person into when you had that same
It has to be complete silence so I can concentrate.
You're a techno guy? Industrial. Yes. Rammstein.
When it happens, I'll tell you if the music's on or not.
Really? You're saving yourself still?
I am.
Oh, that's really cool.
How do I have 2 kids? I'm not going to worry about
Buddy,
that.
Get in line. A lot of people say that. Like, wow, this is great. You brought it up. It seems cool if you bring it up. Yeah, how? What the hell?
What?
Shall we sign off? Oh, you want to talk about The Wall? Let's talk about The Wall real quick.
I would
or
like
not quick at all. Let's give The Wall as much. I used to listen to that with a different girl. I got around a little bit in that time of my life. The Wall. 2-sider. 4-sider. Double album. Yes, sir.
When the movie came out,
Which I've never seen.
I already had a picture of what the movie was going to be before that movie came out.
Was it close?
Very close.
Really?
Scary close.
Wow. You didn't smoke pot or nothing.
I did not.
Wow. What?
I'm the only non-pot smoker that loves the Grateful Dead, I think.
Well, I guess more for the rest of the Deadheads.
my point that I brought up earlier, I love music, and I think that's my high is listening to music. Isn't that beautiful? A little tears dripping down
What if
his
you...
cheek.
That's not a tear. That's from before, you sick fuck. Anyway, it's just starting to work its way out. But high is just purely natural, and you don't drink or anything like that.
Oh, I do drink a little bit. Don't laugh at that.
You must have been a wreck at any kind of concert. Has your bladder always been a 12-ouncer?
That happened when I started riding my motorcycle more often, doing long trips.
It fucked up your prostate or something?
It did.
All right. Well, I don't ride a motorcycle, so I guess I'm free to go. Literally.
Let's wrap this up because it's dying a slow death. Even though 79 was a great year for music.
I think it's already dead. It's been dead for quite some time. But I agree. So 79, it just because we'll probably have to go work backwards or find some other, because honestly, the 80s, past 1980, 80 had a couple, 81, it'll probably be funny. It won't be like interesting music-wise, but we can make fun of the shit that came out then.
Huey Lewis and the News would probably be number one in 81.
They'd be in there. Stevie Ray Vaughan came out around then. How about we wrap this one up? And
you know what we could do is the Mount Rushmore of the 70s.
We couldn't do the Mount Rushmore of one of the years.
Yeah, but this would even be more
albums of 70 albums or songs.
We could do both.
Like the decade of the 70s.
Yeah, because we would never, ever be able to finish it, and it would be another disappointment of the Ascertainers.
I think people come to expect that. I will give you that. Maybe we could call it like the Hall of Fame, because to do just 4 from a whole decade is impossible.
I could do the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, okay. Then we'll get jackets. Speaking of jackets, hey, Donnie, I'm not going to say the name of your company at any point here, but I feel like I'm standing here with a handful of money, a fistful of bills, going, take it. So I think we're missing I'm doing that thing with my hands that Seinfeld would do. That we need to figure it out, because I need one of them Ascertainer shirts.
Well, we'll work on that. You can get a hold of us at theascertainers@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And
or Newt's.
Like us on Facebook. Share our page with a friend. And then you can get a hold of us on any platform that you listen to us on. Tell us if you like us or hate us, or
just tell us you like us. It's not that hard.
It probably is pretty difficult.
You know what? You're going to tell us shit. Tell a friend to listen to us. Tell them, you know what? I hate you so much, I want you to listen to this fucking podcast.
Or just put like a symbol or a number and say send. You don't even have to make sense.
Or even an eggplant emoji.
Wow.
Not sure what that's all about.
I don't either.
A lot of people send them to me. Good night, everybody.
Bye.